All right, let's get right into it. Today we're talking about a true classic, the Mizuno MP-67. It's a legendary iron for sure. But here's the big question we're tackling. If you're a senior golfer, can you still actually play these things? You know, these beautiful, but let's be honest, demanding blades? Let's find out. And you know that quote? It just nails it. It perfectly captures why we're even talking about a set of irons that came out, over 15 years ago. It's not always about shooting your lowest score. Sometimes it's just about the experience, right? The feel of the game. And man, if there's one club out there that is the definition of buttery feel, it's gotta be this one, the Mizuno MP-67. I mean, they forged this thing from a single piece of steel, and the result is this incredible sensation at impact. It's just something that most other clubs can't even touch. But that brings us right back to the main point, doesn't it? I mean, look at all the game improvement stuff out there today. Super forgiving irons, hybrids, you name it. So does it really make sense for a senior player, maybe someone whose swing speed isn't what it once was, to even think about putting a blade like this in the bag? So here's what we're gonna cover. We'll look at its unique design, specifically that cut muscle. Then we'll get real about feel versus feedback. We'll tackle the big one, forgiveness. Talk about why modern shafts are the secret sauce, and then we'll wrap it up with a verdict on whether these clubs are still a good value. All right, first up, the design. When you look at an MP-67, the first thing you notice is that incredible shape on the back. But let me tell you, that curve isn't just for looks, not at all. They call it the cut muscle. See, with old school blades, the center of gravity, the CG, was often pretty high up on the face. So what Mizuno's engineers did was brilliant. They literally cut this channel into the back to move some of that weight around, which brought the CG down to a much more ideal spot. And here's why that matters, especially for a seniors game. That little curve you see there, that's the key. It gives you incredible control over your ball flight. And let's face it, as we get older, being able to control trajectory is way more important than just bombing it. This design lets you hit those low stingers into the wind, or float a high, soft shot that just lands and stops. It's all about control. But it's not just the cut muscle. There are a few other things to love here. First, the sole has this nice curve to it, a camber, so it just cuts through the turf super cleanly. Then there's the offset, or lack of it. It's minimal, which is a lifesaver if you're someone who fights a hook. And finally, you've got that super thin top line. When you look down at it, it just inspires confidence and makes you focus. It really does. Okay, so we've got this great design, but what does it actually feel like to hit one? Well, that brings us to what I call the double-edged sword of a forged blade, feel versus feedback. Think of it like a high-definition TV. You see everything, the good and the bad. And this really breaks it down. When you peer one, oh man, you get that legendary Mizuno feel. It's like the ball isn't even there, it just melts into the face. But, and this is a big but, when you miss it, yikes, you feel it. It's a sharp, jarring vibration right up into your hands, your wrists, even your elbows. And for senior players, that can be a real issue for the joints, especially on a chilly morning. So what can you do about it? A few things. First, lighten up that grip pressure. A death grip is the enemy of feel. Second, get to know the sweet spot. Fun fact, on these, it's actually a little bit towards the heel, not smack in the middle. And third, please, if you can, hit these on grass. Practicing off those hard mats all day with blades, that's just asking for sore wrists and elbows. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, forgiveness, or maybe the lack thereof. We have to be honest here. These are blades. They're players' irons. And what that really means is, they expect you to hit the middle of the face, a lot. And this single number tells the whole story, 15 yards. That's what you can lose on a miss of just a half inch. Think about that. If you're a senior golfer and your 7-iron goes 140, a half-inch miss means you're now flying it 125. That's the difference between pin high and being short-sighted in a bunker. There's just no safety net here. But hold on, that doesn't mean you can't play them. It just means you need a different strategy, a different mindset. So rule 1, club up, always. Take a smooth 6-iron instead of trying to kill a 7. Rule 2, accept the bogey. If you miss one, just take your medicine and move on. And rule 3, own the scoring zone. Because from the 8-iron on down, these things are surgical. They're like scalpels. All right, listen up, because this next part might be the most critical piece of the whole puzzle. If you want to make a classic club like this work for you today, you absolutely have to update the engine. And by engine, I mean the shafts.
See, pretty much any used set of these you find is going to have the stock Dynamic Gold S300 shafts. And look, these are fantastic shafts for a Tour Pro. They're heavy, they're stiff, and for most senior swings, they're just too much. They're going to feel like lead pipes, and they'll probably cost you distance and launch.
But the good news is you have amazing options today. First, you could put in a modern lightweight steel shaft, something in the 80 or 95 gram range that'll give you more speed. Option 2, graphite. And I'm not talking about those whippy old graphite shafts. Modern graphite is incredible, and it's a lifesaver for your joints because it absorbs so much vibration. And a third option, kind of a pro tip, is to soft step the shafts you have. A club builder can do this, and it basically makes them play a little softer and launch higher.
Okay, so we've gone through the design, the feel, the forgiveness, and the shafts. Let's put it all together and get to the verdict. Is picking up a set of these actually a smart move for a senior player?
Well, from a purely financial standpoint, it's pretty hard to argue with. A brand new set of premium forged irons today, you're looking at what, $1,400, maybe more? But a great set of used MP-67s, you can find them for around $300. I mean, for that quality of forging and craftsmanship, that's just an amazing deal.
And that brings me to this idea I like to call the Sunday bag concept, right? Maybe these aren't your gamers. Maybe they're not the clubs you're taking into the club championship on Saturday. But they're the set you pull out for a quiet round on a Tuesday afternoon. The clubs you play just for the sheer joy of it, to feel that perfect strike and really connect with the game.
Now, if you do decide to go hunting for a set, here's a quick little checklist. Look at the faces. You might see some browning where the chrome has worn off the sweet spot. That's totally normal, a badge of honor even. Just make sure the grooves still feel sharp. Then, check the leading edges for any big rock dings. And, just give them a good once-over. So where does that leave us? Look, the Mizuno MP-67 can absolutely have a place in a senior's bag, 100%, especially if you put the right shafts in them. They are demanding, no doubt, but they're also beautiful and incredibly rewarding. So the final question isn't, can you play them? It's, how do you want to play them? Are they going to be your everyday tool or your weekend joy? It's all about where blades fit into your game.